Today, we have with us a dear friend, Maritina Romulo. She is a restaurateur, a theater and film actress, and an empowered advocate of the global women's movement. Her credo is to empower women is to restore humanity. She is a partner of Romulo Cafe in London and the Party Kitchen locally. As an actor, she appeared in many stage plays and was last seen in Dean Devlin's American TV series,
Whoa!
Almost Paradise, which was shot in Cebu.
Oh
Now,
my!
I know, right? And together with Kat Alano, she co-founded Empower Philippines, an NPO that aims to improve awareness and behavior towards victims of sexual and gender-based violence, such as sexual assault, harassment, discrimination, as well as child abuse, of course, by positively transforming attitudes and response towards rape culture in Philippine society. Now,
Brilliant.
galing, no? I mean, no, we have a fantastic guest today. And very articulate, as you may know, Marcy, no?
Yes.
But here's the thing. Maritina is also an advocate of the global women's movement. She has participated with global director Monique Wilson and other thespians in the author and playwright Eve Ensler's V-Day and
Yes.
1 Billion Rising.
Eve
Now-
Ensler, Vagina
Yes.
Monologues.
Vagina monologues. You said it loud and clear. We're not afraid to say it. Now, V-Day is a global movement to end violence against women and girls. Maritina's last speaking engagement was at the Philippines launch of Don't Tell Me How to Dress.
Oh.
That's hashtag Don't Tell Me How to Dress by Thai model and UN Women Goodwill Ambassador Cindy Sirinya Bishop. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome our good friend, Maritina Romulo.
Woohoo!
Maritina!
Maritina!
Hello, hello.
Hello! Hello,
what a
how
great
are
intro.
you?
Well, that was a long intro, but very well deserved.
Thank you, thank you.
Parang reunion natin to because
It is, it's like a
she was
class reunion.
she is our maiden podcast guest.
Speaker,
oh my
yes, she was our
goodness,
guest for
diba?
very first. Yes,
Yes,
a
first.
fantastic first guest speaker, right?
Thank you.
Right. And back to this topic, which I think is something that's very, very close
Yeah.
to all of our hearts, and especially all of the Zonshans that are with us today.
Yeah, let's
And
dive into it. No?
yes, let's dive into it. And if you don't mind, Joe, I'll start off with the first question. To
Go ahead.
Maritina. Maritina, you know you are and have always been an actress, and we know that after that incident, theater arts particularly has been quite an important area for you. Were you ever afraid that coming to the public, being in a show on the stage, is going to bring out judgment, and that people would see your pain through the art that you're doing on the stage? Did that vulnerability make you think twice about continuing your acting career?
That's quite loaded, but I. Hi.
Start them
Generally,
loaded.
When first and foremost, I actually started as a ballet dancer. My journey through the art started with movement, with dance, and actually this helped me with my acting because I was very in touch with my body already,
That's right.
and I was very aware of it. So when one goes through trauma, it's stored within you. Okay, so did I have to think twice about it showing through any performance, an acting performance in this in my tolerance for pain, physical pain, was actually quite high.
Right.
Pain showing through your art, I mean, isn't that what art really is? So it was not a fear. It was, I think the struggle was, how am I going to do this? I was very vulnerable. And I would go through the motions, and I would do plays, or I was at this point in acting school, and it was not necessarily the easiest thing to do, because you're changed, you're transformed, or your perceptions have been altered.
That's right. Yeah.
But I never thought of it as pursuing it. It was acting is something I just do. It's one of the things I do. For a long time, it was dance, and
I guess that expression of, the movement, how you use your body to express yourself, to bring out how you truly feel. That's in fact the magic, no, behind that acting, that vulnerability and all of those things that have happened and changed you. So beautiful.
It's going beyond it. It's going beyond it, and it's transcendent. You transcend it, at least momentarily. Your focus shifts.
Right.
So, Maritina, being a survivor of sexual assault, you are saying during the minutes or hours that you are actually expressing your artistic craft, that you are not thinking of it. You're not thinking of the pain, that the pain disappears for a while?
It depends on what role. I mean, first and foremost, acting requires to be very present. Moment to moment, second to second, breath by breath.
True.
So it's not that you forget. It also depends what your role is. And you are embodied. I mean, hopefully you successfully embody someone else or a character. And if my pain shows through my art, then I have done a good job. That's the way I see it. As long as it doesn't offend anyone. As long as it's truthful. We're after the truth. Always.
Right. And was art like an immediate go-to for you after the incident has happened? At a certain point, when, it was completely sinking in, how it has changed you, how it transformed you. Was art like a natural go-to for you, or there were other options that was available, but it's actually the choice that you made? What was that brought you back into theater, and then that's the journey that helped you heal?
Actually, what happened was I was dancing. I was still dancing.
And
I had a dance injury. And I was acting and dancing, but I had a dance injury. The dance injury led me, this is in New York, led me to a Pilates studio, which was located below my dance studio. That Pilates in itself empowered me. It physically empowered me, because you lose so much connection. I lost connection to my center, to feeling. I was very numb. And when you're working with the core, when everything emanates from the core, it's powerful. And you need the centering. It sort of fell into place. You need it when you go on stage or when you do a film or whatever. That's what I think. And it grounds you. So this helped me, together with acting, together with singing lessons, and together with performing. It all helped. I'm not going to say everything went away, but all pain or whatever, but it kept me alive. It woke up acting entails waking up all your senses.
Yes.
Yeah,
now,
that's
Maritina, question. Diba, actors usually pull from an emotional reservoir in order to be able to act better. Would you say that, given what happened, that you had more to pull from, and did it enhance your acting?
I would say that one, it depends on the role, and two, it certainly has given me this vault of emotions that I can access when I need to for any given role. I can go very deep and very layered, because what acting does, in particular in a school setting, in a theater setting, school setting, is that you can access these heightened emotions in a safe setting. it also brings about, and more importantly, and this is what theater has done for me, is that it opens up a world of limitless possibilities and friends.
You know, going back to art as healing, no? And when I say art, it's the act of expressing oneself, be it theater, painting, Pilates, dance, yoga. It's a form of expression, no? Okay. Can you explain to us or give us insights on how expressing one's self actually becomes a pathway towards healing?
Yan.
I think the most importantly is that with acting is that for anyone who's survived trauma of any sort is that it gives you a voice. It may be lines within a script, or because you have to talk to your director, or you have to question how you portray someone. It gives you back your voice. It makes one go back to humanity. And you're dealing with people, if it's a big company or a small company, you're going back to just plain relationships. And you have, when you go through trauma, you can become very introverted.
Right.
So this actually puts you out there if you enjoy it.
So it's in a way, can it be said that it's about empowerment? Because when you go through sexual assault or assault of any nature, abuse of any nature, your power or your sense of well-being is taken away from you. And so is art form or forms of expression a way of reclaiming that power or that sense of worth?
At times, yes. I think I recall doing a reading for a play by a Filipino-American playwright called, her name was Linda Faigao Hall, Linda Faigao Hall. Her play is called Woman on the Other Side of the World. And I was reading for the role of Emilia, who was physically and verbally abused by her husband. And it is not that this was a reading, and what's interesting is that I did not have to go deep down to the bottom of my soul. It just, I had a very clear understanding and appreciation of the character. And I remember reading, and this doesn't happen all the time unless I have much preparation, is that it was a beautiful play. I was really struggling to get the lines out because I was really crying for her. So does that empower me in a way? I think the fact that there are stories written for women about the realities, I didn't think of it as empowering, but it is.
You know what? You've touched on something very interesting there. Because the material was written by a woman, okay, that touched on an issue that touched on an issue about abuse, that in a way you could relate to it and actually heal from it in a way. Would you say then that there is a need for more material such as this, especially written by women?
Definitely.
Right?
And it's starting now. I mean, I believe it is. I mean, there's a lot of clamor in the US about this, at least. We need female stories. It's been so one-sided.
There you go. The female narrative has to take a lead at some point. Right? Because we have sublimated we have sublimated ourselves for far too long. I think so. We should take a lead on this, especially in the form of art.
I mean, it's the same for female directors. I mean, a take of a female director would be very different from a male director.
Yeah, true, true.
You know, and we see things differently.
Yeah. Wow, so powerful. Grabe, Maritina, ano ba yan? Second time that we're seeing you again. So awesome and inspiring.
That's true.
This talk, I think, will come in for us as faces. So don't be surprised if we ask you back in again in some
Yes,
other
absolutely.
related effort. But at this point, I think ultimately the message is so clear from you, that women have a chance to be heard with their voices. Art, theater is a perfect stage.
Yes.
to
And
be able to do
what
that.
I learned from you, really, it was such an aha moment for me, is that art does not only, we as women or individuals, right, do not just utilize art to heal, but we can empower others to heal using art.
Right. Perfect
Maritina,
example.
I learn from you every day.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for being with
Maritina.
us.
Thank you.
And stay for the rest of the event, okay?
Yes,
I will,
because
of course.
for sure, more questions will be put forward other than the ones we've asked you already.
Okay,
Stay there.
okay, I will.
Okay, Maritina, thank you. On with the show.
Thank you. Okay.